I'm going to be reading from the Butchered Writer's newest anthology today. It's a tarot-themed anthology, and I'm planning to do a giveaway of an EPUB of the same anthology. If you're interested in... My mind just went completely blank. If you're interested in winning, you just leave a message in the comments so that I can capture your name. Once I start reading, I think I'll be able to see people joining and leaving. My name is Winona. I am one of the members of the Butchered Writers. We are a large group full of variety from all over the world. We have over 22 anthologies, counting tarot. I'm going to say a lot. I'm sorry. I'm very nervous. I don't normally do lives. I'm waiting on some of the group members to come in that were supposed to be here so that I'm not talking to myself and Metapod, if you're still here. This anthology, Tarot, dropped yesterday, which was August 20th. And for this one, tarot cards were pulled for each of the members, and we had to write a story from the card that was pulled for us. We were not allowed to switch cards at any point. Some people ended up doing more than one. I only did one. My particular card was the Magician. Not the one I'm going to be reading today, although you're always tempted to read your own stuff, right? I will start reading around 1:30. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to my rambling. I'm going to start the actual reading around 1:30, so that's just a few more minutes, giving a few more people time to come in. And if you want to be entered to win an EPUB of the anthology, make sure you leave a comment. If you don't leave a comment, I will not know that you want to possibly win an EPUB. EPUBs are important. Well, not important, but, free books. Who doesn't love a free book? Sorry if I keep looking around. I have like 47 different devices around my pen as I'm doing this. This is the whoa, I'm dropping it. This is the anthology I'm going to be reading from today. It is Tarot, an anthology written from the cards by the Butchered Writers. The Butchered Writers is a horror writer collective. We have members from a little bit of everywhere. The number changes. We have members come and members go, as most groups do. And we have a variety of writing styles, from kind of quiet horror, which I usually write. Some of us go full-on splatter, and everything in between. And our anthologies have covered everything from fantasy stories to legends to tarot with our newest anthology. Our previous anthology, Prime Cuts, was an entire anthology based on cannibalism. And you would be surprised how many different ways a cannibalistic story can go. And if you've dropped in, first of all, can y'all hear me okay? I was having trouble with my audio when I was doing my test runs. I'm assuming you can, because Sarah's answering stuff over there in chats. Cool. All right, just a couple more minutes of my rambling, and I will start reading at 1:30. Again, we're reading from Tarot, an anthology pulled from the cards, which is a Butchered Writers anthology. This one is based all on tarot cards. And again, you would be surprised at how many different ways someone can take a tarot card and run with it. I will also be giving away a EPUB copy of Tarot for anyone interested. If you are interested, you will have to leave a comment in messages. Hi, Colt! You'll have to leave a comment in the messages so that I will know that you want to be entered. If you, and especially when I'm reading, I will not see you popping in and out. If you want to share the live so people can stare at me sitting in silence, then feel free to share it. The more people I have in here, the better. I really need a better camera setup too. I'm like 5'3" and I'm short for my own desk. All right. Well, I guess I've sat here and rambled for almost 10 minutes, so I should get on with the actual reading. This is the anthology that I'm reading from today. It is The Butchered Writers Present Tarot, an anthology written from the cards. And for this one, tarot cards were pulled for the members. We did not get to choose what we write. The cards chose for us. You take a drink real quick. All right, and the intro to this anthology is this. Tarot, an anthology written from the cards. Fate has been decided, and the cards have been dealt. For centuries, fortune tellers have used cards to reveal what lies ahead for the fool on his journey, control the lover's choices, aid in the tower's destruction, and prepare death's inevitable arrival. Within these pages, you'll find a collection of horror stories inspired by the haunting imagery, symbolism, and mysteries of the tarot's major arcana. Each story takes cue from a different card, twisting familiar archetypes into something far more sinister. A foolish choice can lead somewhere you never meant to go. A lover, a nightmare. The devil may offer exactly what you want. The tower can come crashing down around you. And death? Well, death always gets the final word. The cards are on the table. Draw one. And whatever you do, don't assume that you are the one controlling the deck. And what I am reading today from tarot is the Death card by Lyha Thompson. If I remember correctly, this is Lyha's first story in one of our anthologies. It's also the shortest story in this one, to be honest. I am choosing a short one for my first run just to make sure everything's working right. So the Death card by Lyha Thompson from the anthology Tarot. Death. Death means major endings, deep transformation, and rebirth. A significant phase is closing to make space for a fresh start. She started flipping the cards when all of a sudden, death appeared. Until then, I was bored and paying more attention to the briars around me, skeptical but lonely, hoping for something, anything to shake up my boring life. The fortune teller stated that this card can mean an ending of something or a transformation. The skeletal face of that haunting card stayed in the forefront of my mind the rest of the night. My nightmares were filled with both the reader and the reading. The fortune teller had blood coming from her eyes and mouth. As she tried to attack me, the death card flew through the air and sliced through her neck, severing her head from her body. As her head started rolling toward me, I woke up, covered in sweat and shaking. I get up and get ready for my day of work. Yay! Data entry. So fun. It's a job, working from home, and pays the bills. Deciding the caffeine is a must, I head down to the local coffee shop, passing by the fortune teller's shop. There is crime tape everywhere. As I look, there is blood everywhere and a body in a bag. Where's its head? Turning the corner, I stumble around. Whoops, I can't read. Turning the corner, I stumble upon something and almost fall on my ass. Righting myself, I look down to see what got in the way. There, in front of me, is the severed head of the fortune teller, looking just as it had in my nightmare. The detectives hear my scream, and my workday is shot. I'm there for hours, answering questions and being offered counseling that I don't want or need. That night, I dreamed about the card again. This time, the woman's head followed me everywhere. We run into my neighbor's house as a card comes flying by and slices through the eyes of my neighbor. Scared to knock at the brick house next door, I slowly dress and grab my phone. I step out into the morning sun and look over. No lights are on. I look down and see a white pasteboard corner with something crimson and sticky on it poking out from my foot. There, under my shoe, was the death card. Looking through the window, I see my neighbor. She is laying on the couch with her eyes sliced through, her face posed like she's screaming. Immediately, I call the police. Naturally, they take me in for questioning. I can tell they think I'm the culprit of this nightmare. Little do they know, a tiny card, no bigger than an index card, has done these horrendous things. My home for that night is an 8x8 cell with a hole to piss in and a piece of cardboard they call a mattress. That's right. They read me my Miranda rights and booked me. There was no dream. There was no sleep. I was scared to close my eyes. What if the card came back to me? When they let me go the next day, I load up on Alani's and coffee. By the third day, or was it the fourth, I was getting delirious, seeing things and forgetting others. Calling into work, I let them know I need time off and decide to start walking. Moving is the only way to stay awake. The coffee stopped working. The issue is the fortune teller's head following me everywhere, and the two halves of the eyes staring right in front of me, knowing my every move. Hopefully that's just the delirium. Finally, I decide to sleep. Setting an alarm for every hour, I let myself doze for about 4 hours and then stay up the rest of the 24 hours. This goes on for about a week. The head and eyes have disappeared, but I am so tired. I'm sleeping through the alarms. Yes, alarms. I start dreaming of coffee, boyfriends, and puppies. I wake up 3 hours later, refreshed and ready to conquer the world, or so I thought. On my pillow is the death card. On the floor, many death cards, enough to cover the entire room. I jump out of bed and try to run to the front door, but the cards trap me. Every path out of my house is blocked by hundreds of death cards. Before I can even scream, the cards start oozing blood and pus. At that moment, I remember what the fortune teller said. The card can mean the ending of something or transformation. Man, I really hope it's transformation, but I know better. One by one, they start flying through the room. Each one nicks my skin in different places. Death by 1,000 cuts. They go deeper and deeper until the blood soaks through my clothes. As one layer is uncovered, I watch the fortune teller's head roll to a stop at my feet. I let one final scream go as a card slices my mouth from ear to ear, cutting the top side of my tongue completely off. The cards start slicing through my bones and cutting off my appendages. I watch from the ceiling as the cards tear my body apart. Once they have fully decimated my body, I watch the cards merge into one solitary card. The fortune teller's head reattaches to her body as the death card joins the rest of the deck. A new victim needs to be found to feed the death card. My spirit is attached to the deck of cards. I follow it and the fortune teller to her new town, her new shop, watching as she carefully chooses when to pull my deck out. Finally, the new victim walks in, bored, inattentive, lonely, solitary. She pays for a reading and sits with a skeptical huff, as though daring the woman to make her believe. Just like me, faithful night. I try to scream at her to run, even though I crave to watch her blood flow. The fortune teller was right. The card means the end of something and transformation. The end. And that story was The Death Card by Lyha Thompson. And that is from the Butchered Writers Tarot anthology that just released yesterday. The anthology is all based around tarot cards. Each member of the Butchered Writers was pulled a card from a tarot deck at random and given the story to write. I hope you enjoyed it, Lyha. And you're welcome. And I'd like to thank the few people that joined in. Looking back at the chat, I think I know everybody. And I think everybody already has a copy of the anthology. So I guess I won't be doing a giveaway today. Maybe next time. Thank you guys for dropping in. Bye.